Very good, very good.
Our next contestant for this evening is Mr. May Sean Alfe. Sean will be performing an original comedy routine. Let's welcome Mr. May Sean Alfe.
Sean Alfe, warm-up act for Better Talents. Thank you. All right, a little bit about me. Well, I'm the kind of guy who wastes all his free time thinking about trivial things. Things like, how do they signal for Batman in the daytime? And if a cat always lands on its feet, and toast always lands peanut butter side down, what happens if you strap toast to a cat's back and then drop it? On that note, if you can fit 10 clowns in a clown car, can you fit a whole clown city in an SUV? Yeah, I'm with you, that one wasn't that good. So my computer's so old it lost its memory. What else? Sorry about that, I'm having a premonition of a flashback. You notice some phrases just don't make sense, like mutually exclusive or honor students? So it takes me 2 hours to watch 60 Minutes. Until tonight, honestly, I thought if I won, I'd have to change my last name to Vineland. So a couple days ago, I went to see a movie, Avatar, in fact. I'm sorry, that wasn't the movie I went to see. Whatever the movie was, it said under 17 not admitted. So I ran home and I got 16 friends and I went back to see it. A few weeks back, remember how cold it was a few weeks back? Well, my dad came in and he said, it's chilly outside, so I ran out with a spoon. The other night, I looked into the mirror. The mirror said I quit. You know what, that's enough about me though. Let's talk about someone else. David Hasselhoff. Would you all like to talk about David Hasselhoff? How's that sound? Alright, here's a little story about David Hasselhoff. One time he decided he wanted to be known as the Hoff. So he called his agent up, he told him about it, and his agent replied, sure, Hoff, no hassle. Thank you for laughing at that one. The other day I told my dad his hair was standing up, and I noticed something I just noticed something. I noticed that you know for a fact you are old when you go to pat down your hair and you have to find it first. Some of you in the audience seem to know what I'm talking about. So do they have a name for that thing you do when you start waving at someone and then you realize that's not who you thought they were? Some of you, I'm sure, you just act like you're stretching some, you act like you're scratching your head. I just keep waving, so for the rest of the day they're trying to figure out who I am. It's called a bit of revenge. That brings up an interesting story though, and by interesting I mean it'll fill up some time. One day I was sitting in the cafeteria, alone as usual, and... Please, don't all, it's a joke. So I'm sitting in the cafeteria alone, and across from me, a table across from me, there are these two girls, two nice-looking girls, eating lunch. What else would you do in lunch? And one of them looks over at me and says, hey, why are you sitting alone? So I said, oh, the table I was sitting at today was a little crowded today. So she replies, would you like to sit with us? They looked nice enough, but I was kind of enjoying sitting alone for the day, so I said, no, thank you, I'm good. So they asked, you want to sit with us? I said, no, thank you, I'm fine, thanks. And then, well, something strange happened. They looked at each other, and then they looked back at me, almost like if I was crazy or something, and the one said, "Do you think I'm talking to you?" Turned around, sure enough, there was someone else sitting alone eating lunch right behind me who they were talking to. So I just went back to eating lunch and pretended nothing happened. Yeah. You laugh now. Thank you. So, speaking of food, if you are what you eat, am I a Swedish fish? You know, I should never have told that one. How many of you eat the cafeteria food? A show of hands, how many of you eat the cafeteria food? Good people, good people. Me, though, I bring my lunch from home. There's less hair in it that way. So I got a new guidance counselor this year. Didn't know him at first because obviously he's new, but I got to know him a little bit, and now, in fact, he's like a father figure to me. By which I mean I avoid him as much as possible. Love you, Dad. So I think every class in high school teaches a very important lesson, very fundamental life lesson. I think math, it teaches you how to deal with the numbers that make up your life. English, it teaches you how to communicate with people. And gym class, it teaches you how to deal with humiliation. Something I'm utilizing right now. Thank you, everybody.